Hi guys, and welcome to another video. My name is Kimba Christian. I am a writer, a Bible teacher, a wife, a mama of four, and most importantly, a disciple of Jesus. So today we're going to be talking about fasting and your health concerns. A lot of people don't consider that some people have health issues and they're not able to take a long fast or do a long fast. Somebody who has diabetes or heart issues, thyroid problems, people who have medications that they're required to take throughout the day or daily, but it's with food. People who have mental health issues. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, definitely I don't recommend doing a fast then. But there's a lot of health issues that maybe we don't necessarily consider, and people are struggling because they want to fast. It's just not the season for them. So anyway, if that is you, if you fit into that category, stick around because we're going to talk all about that. So I'm also going to give you a update on my journey and what that looks like. I'm on day 17 of 40, and I'll show you a really cool little app that I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I'll show you a really cool app that helps you to track everything. All right, so let's get into it. This is what I recommend when people are doing a fast. There's some preparation that goes into it. There's also some post-fast, we call it refeeding. There's some post-fast that you do as well. I'll get to that in another video. But in the beginning, when you're preparing for a fast, there's certain things you do each week. And I have a little chart, and I'll post it in the description box, the link, because by no means do I expect that you're going to be able to see this. You're going to push pause, take a screenshot, and it's going to be anything of value. But here it is. I'll bring it as close as I can. I can't see you, so this is a fasting schedule by week. And what it says is in the first week, you're going to omit all processed foods. So if you're not a processed food eater, perfect. Move on to week 2 and count that as your week 1. But if you are, this is a great time for you to start omitting those things. Get rid of all of that nonsense, and maybe some of the health issues that you're experiencing will start to lessen just because of the simple fact that you've started to get rid of all that processed stuff. Okay, so the second week is to enjoy 2 meals. I recommend breakfast and lunch. You don't have to do it that way, but I recommend that because typically people take medications in the morning and evening. Some people take them throughout the day, but this isn't, the breakfast and dinner schedule isn't necessarily for that person. They can take a light lunch in the middle. Then the third week is a small breakfast and dinner. And I say a small breakfast in the morning rather than a small dinner and a big breakfast, which is kind of opposite. We eat like a king in the morning, and then we eat small like a pauper at night. But this doesn't apply in this situation, because normally what happens is people wake up, they have a light breakfast, they can take their medications still, they go throughout the day, and then by the time dinner rolls around, they're kind of spent emotionally. They've poured themselves out in all the different directions, and so it's almost better emotionally to eat dinner at night where they haven't done the work of, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of people haven't done the work of self-soothing, and so they eat to comfort. And so if that's you, be mindful of that so that when you do eat dinner, you don't overeat. But it's also when you're the most vulnerable. So I don't want to set someone up for failure. So I want you to be able to, as you're doing the work of working through the things and relying on the Lord for that vulnerability and that support and that comfort and soothing, have a dinner. Don't worry about it being a light dinner. Have your normal dinner. Then week 4 is you're going to omit dinner. And again, if you're on medications and you need to take them at night, have a light dinner. So it's a light breakfast and it's a light dinner. If you're a throughout the day medications person, light breakfast, light lunch, light dinner. Okay? And then week 5 and week 6, they look the same, but they're not actually the same. And I say that because you fast the goal is to fast for a 24-hour period. And not everybody is able to fast for a 24-hour period. You get dizzy, lightheaded, all the things. So break it down into whatever reasonable chunk makes the most sense for you. This is not a trying to keep up with the Joneses moment. This is fasting is not a one size fits all. It's kind of like a hospital gown. One size fits no one. So this is that same thing. You're not competing with anyone. You're not going to get a gold sticker at the end. It's only about you and your fasting. Okay? Trying to keep the kitty from jumping up on the table and making everything rattle. Anyway, so week 5 and week 6, you're going to do your best to fast for X amount of time. And if that time means 6 hours instead of 24, beautiful. That's great. That's only improving the quality of your health. And then you're going to do that for the week. And then the next week, if 6 hours is all you can do, that's okay. Try and increase it to 7 or try and increase it to 8. But talk to your doctor. See if you can come up with some reasonable schedule so that you can feel successful and you have a way to be monitored so that you know that you're doing it in a healthy way. Okay? All right, so that's that. Then I told you about the chart. So my personal update. I'm trying to keep these videos shorter because my beautiful brother Marcel, he's like, Kimba, your videos are too long. I love them. They're informational, super informational, but they're too long. And he compared it to if I'm going to watch a soccer game, I'm like, really? Okay. So I'm trying to keep them short and I still want them to be packed full of information that's helpful to you. So here's my update. I stopped day 6, 7, and 8. Day 6, I actually gained 2 pounds, which is ridiculous. Like, how do you gain weight on a water fast, right? But it wasn't actual weight. It wasn't fat. I gained water weight. And so I switched over from this supplement I had never used. It was a powder. I had never used it. And I stopped that. And 2 days later, I went right back into my 2 days or 3 days later, I went right back into losing a pound a week. So at day 17, I've lost 11 pounds. So it was a couple more days than that. But anyway, in the big scheme of things, day 17, I've lost 11 pounds. And not that I'm trying to lose weight. That wasn't at all one of my goals. But if you're tracking because you want to lose weight, the more weight you have to lose, the faster you're going to lose it. So your weight loss, if you had 50 pounds to lose or 150 pounds or 300 pounds to lose, you would see your progress so much faster than I would see mine. So it's really just a benchmark. I'm still keeping up on all of my water. I have lots of energy today. I feel really great. I'm so thankful. The whole entire time I have not had any cravings, and that's fantastic because who wants to deal with cravings? I'm going to show you this chart, and again, I'll link this in the description box as well because I don't know what you can see. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's called Easy Fast, and it keeps track of how long you've gone. It tells you the time remaining, and it gives you a place to journal, and it's really cool. One of our sisters in Christ chuckled. She's like, of all the things they could have named this, Easy Fast. There's nothing easy about it, right? So anyway, I thought that was super funny. So it tells you all the things. Like I said, I'll do a link to this as well as the app if I know how to do that. I'm learning. I'm a technological idiot, so I'm trying to learn as I go. So please be patient with me. So that's what that looks like. And then I haven't had any real updates on my prayer requests, although I know whether the Lord answers them now or when I get to heaven, I know he's going to answer them. Like, it's the blessed assurance of a God who has proven to me time and time and time again, a million times over, that he is so faithful and willing and wanting to honor his promises. So whether he answers them now or not, I just want to create the space so that I'm prepared to listen. I want to have him reveal everything that he wants to in this season. And so that's my biggest goal. All right, so my foot, My body is creating new stem cells. I'm in that phase of my water fast. So my body is creating new stem cells. And that was one of my goals, is that I wanted to be in that phase, the regenerative phase now, so that after my surgery, I would heal much faster. So that's what I'm praying for. My doctor took the bandages off and he said, okay, now I'm gonna give you this little Snuggie sock. And it was the cutest thing. It's like seeing a grown man talk about this little cute Snuggie sock. So anyway, that gave us all a laugh. Let's see. Okay, so I showed you the tracker and that's wonderful. And what's coming next? I'm working on my refeeding schedule. And the reason I'm working on it now is because the things that I'm going to refeed with, and that's an actual thing, I'll make a video on that later as I get closer to breaking my fast, but I'm preparing my regular stuff like kimchi, which takes a while to ferment, my probiotic water, growing my microgreens, growing my sprouts, just all the things that I want to have ready so that as I'm ready to take them in, they're ready for me, but I don't want to make them too early because I don't want them to start going bad before I'm able to actually, in my refeeding schedule, before I'm actually able to take advantage of them. So that'll be coming up, but I'm working on it now so that I can be prepared, because it's important to be prepared. So I believe that the refeeding process is exponentially more important than the actual fast itself. So I'll say that again. I believe that the refeeding process is exponentially more important than the water fast itself. Whether it's a water fast or a juice cleanse or whatever, if you're water fasting for 10 days, your refeeding time is 5 days. You cut it in half. So my fast is 40 days. So my refeeding is 20 days. And that means that I'm not going to go outside of that window and take in things that my digestive tract is not prepared for, okay? Again, I'll make another video about that later. And if you have any questions about fasting, if you have any concerns, whatever, put a comment in the little box down below and I'll get to it and I'll make a video on it, because I'm certain any question you have is a question other people will have as well. So God bless you guys. Until next time, I can't wait to see you, visit with you, know you, pray for you. And please do me a favor, help me to get all of this information out. I believe it is only to God's glory that we share it. So hit the subscribe button, like, make comments, ring the little bell, all the things, and I will see you in our next video. Until later, you guys, God bless you.